Hey guys, Justin Bryant here from selfmadesuccess.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get people to trust your business in 2017 so that they will actually give your product or your service a chance and want to follow your social media profiles. They'll want to follow you on YouTube. They'll want to listen to your podcast, watch your videos, read your blog posts, buy your stuff, and become fans of yours. But the thing is, you have to get that first impression right when people first discover you. If you don't, people won't trust you. Without their trust, people won't care for your business. So I'm going to show you a few ways that you can earn that trust very quickly. The first one is you need to showcase your accomplishments. So if you have a degree in the industry that your blog or your business is in, then you should display that. If you have some sort of past businesses that you've started that did well, you should display that. If you have some sort of awards you've been given, or any kind of recognition in your industry that your business is in, you should display that. So I'll show you a couple of examples. Quicksprout.com is a great marketing website. I recommend it. It's great. About 3 blog posts a week to read. I would definitely recommend it. But Neil Patel, who is an expert internet marketer, has done a great job with his this area of his site by earning your trust quickly. He shows what he looks like. He's very transparent about that. He looks like a happy guy. And he has a little about himself on every page of his blog, or at least on blog post pages. So it talks about how he's a New York Times best-selling author, co-founded Crazy Egg, Hello Bar, and other companies. He's done work with Amazon, NBC, GM, and other companies to increase revenue. He's a top influencer. He's been recognized by Entrepreneur Magazine, top 100 entrepreneur under the age of 30 by President Obama. I mean, he's done so many different things, and it keeps adding to his accomplishments. So you read that part, and you instantly pretty much have to trust what he has to say. And if you look them up, you realize that those awards are real. So that on your blog can be, or whatever website you have, can be extremely powerful. Of course, you want to have the rest of it on your About page, which when you click continue reading, it goes to quicksprout.com/about. So that's a great way to do that. Just have it in your sidebar of your blog posts. Another example is on social media. So Jeff Bullis, he's kind of an internet marketing blogger, and you'll notice that he has his website and where he's from and stuff on his profile, but he also has, as you can see, his credibility indicators, as we call them. He's #1 content marketing influencer, social media marketing strategist, and speaker, Forbes top 10 social media influencer, #1 global business blog. So all of that stuff really adds up as well, and that helps you instantly trust who he is. On top of that, he has a quote, and it has as featured in Forbes, Entrepreneur, Huffington Post, Inc. magazine, and the New York Times. So just that right there, using his cover photo and his description, makes you instantly trust what he has to say in the marketing industry. So those are a couple examples of what you can do to earn people's trust instantly. Number 2, make high quality content. So you'll notice that if you go to Jeff Bullis's blog, there's a reason why he's a top industry leader in content marketing. It's because he has such a well done blog. So you'll notice he also has his credibility indicators here, as featured in top sites that everybody's heard of. And then you'll notice that he has these different blog posts that are full of great in-depth content. And he also has other writers who are guest posters and things like that help him get even more content cranked out. So you can see this one was written by a guy named Jonathan Chan. Wasn't even written by Jeff Bullis himself, but he does still blog himself as well. So that's a great example of, mass producing quality content. Neil Patel does the same thing. I already showed you his blog, quicksprout.com. He has another site, neilpatel.com. And what he did here is he's also not only writing blog posts, but he's also building a podcast. And he shows you podcast episodes here on the blog. It's called Marketing School. So he makes high quality podcast episodes and blog posts. And that displays what he knows and his expertise in the field. So if you make blog posts, if you make YouTube videos, if you make social media posts, emails, podcast episodes, whatever it is, you should display what you know in different topics and help people. And then they will start to trust you. Number 3, have all the legal pages and the indicators that you need legally. So obviously, if you're running a real business, you're going to need some things on your website. So for instance, if you go to quicksprout.com and you go to the footer, at the bottom you'll notice copyright by Quicksprout LLC. So that shows you that it's an actual company because it's an LLC, so it's actually taxed as a real company. And he has a privacy policy and a terms of service. Those are the types of pages you have to have legally on your website. Plus, you want to be an LLC or a corporation to show that you are a legitimate company that is filed with the country you are doing business in. Jeff Bullis, no different. They are going to have Jeff Bullis blog, all rights reserved, and things like that. Of course, that also shows you that he is a person who has a legitimate company. You can go and check others as well. But you may even look at neilpatel.com. And he's got another LLC there. Looks like he has 2 different LLCs for these different websites. So things like that, privacy policy, terms of service. You have to have pages like that state what you're going to do when you collect people's email. As subscribers, you need to have pages like that. Just in case, you'll most likely never need them, but it's one of those things that real companies do. You also want to have an actual business entity, which is either an LLC or a corporation, especially if you're in the US, and that shows you that you are a legitimate company, and it allows you to display your company, LLC, or corporation in the footer and actually show people that you are a real company. Number 4, transparency is very important. So if it looks like you're trying to hide something, many people will run the other way. So a way to show transparency, for one, of course, making blog posts, telling stories in those blog posts about, struggles you've had, companies you've started, things like that. Of course, these credibility indicators are very transparent, especially like the one Neil Patel uses, where he talks about his awards he's actually earned and his companies he's actually built and co-founded. But another thing that helps with transparency is like telling people and holding yourself accountable. SmartPassiveIncome.com does a great job of this. For one, they're an internet business blog and podcast, and what he does is income reports. So he actually shows you how much his business is making on SmartPassiveIncome.com, Pat Flynn's blog. So you can go here, for instance, and see a breakdown of how he made $258,000+ in the month of March, and you can see he has ups, he has downs, but he always shows you how much he's making and what he's doing and what kind of projects he's working on. So it's very transparent. Most businesses don't do that, but he does. Also, Project Life Mastery, another great business. He's kind of a younger entrepreneur. His name is Stephen James, and what he does is goals reports. So to hold himself accountable and be transparent, he has these reports that he does where he makes goals and then he tells you whether or not he actually did them and the details of what it was like to do them. Then he actually shows you different income that he does as well. So not all income is displayed on these. Of course, these are goals reports, not income reports, but still earns trust and shows transparency all the same. So that's another thing you could do. Number 5, maintain a professional, mistake-free website. So your website says a lot about your business. If you have just a lot of stock photos that don't really show what your business does, or they're not custom photos with your logo on them, and you use a lot of just stock content that's very vague, very broad, doesn't actually go in depth about anything. If your site doesn't look very professional or look like it was built in the 1990s, those are the types of things that make people leave and not come back. So obviously I showed you Quick Sprout, great example of what a website that's well built looks like. It's fast, it's simple, and it gets you to where you want to go. Content is the biggest part of it, of course, and that's why you're there. JeffBolus.com, same thing. It's all about the content. It's simple, but he also makes it easy for you to find the different things you might be looking for, like his social media profiles, how to get better results, resources, books, and things like that. NeilPatel.com, another one. SmartPassiveIncome.com, another great example of a nice website that's pretty custom. Project Life Mastery, pretty nice website as well, very simple and straightforward. So if you want to start your own website, I recommend WordPress. Most of these are going to be on WordPress, and I can show you how to do that using this post here. If you want to check this post out, you can go to selfmadesuccess.com and click Start a Blog, or I'll have a link to this page for you available. But it shows you how to start a WordPress blog in 3 steps, and it'll only cost you about $4 a month, but it'll be on WordPress, which in my opinion is the best blogging platform, and easily has the most customization and freedom to edit the website. So that's one way to do that. And another thing you can do is Wix. You can do Weebly. There are plenty of ways to start websites, but you may not want to do those if you want to have the best. So number 6, verify your online accounts if possible. So this is going to really help you, of course, because this is something only credible businesses, credible celebrities, and people like that have. So if you notice that the real Twitter account of Taylor Swift has a little check mark next to it, you believe that's her actual account. So a few examples of what it looks like, and I'll also give you a page that teaches you how to do it. So for instance, on YouTube, Gary Vaynerchuk, very well-known marketer, entrepreneur, YouTuber, but he has a little check mark next to his name, which means he's verified, which means it's the real Gary Vaynerchuk. And once you have that verified, usually you have to have a very popular profile or account to do this, but you'll notice that Gary Vaynerchuk has that. You'll notice entrepreneur.com has it, and other people as well. Usually the more famous ones do. On Twitter, for instance, Entrepreneur Magazine, you'll notice they have a little check mark there. They verified their Twitter account, and that shows you that even when you scroll down, it shows you that they are the real entrepreneur.com. So to get these on your social profiles, there's a great page on searchenginejournal.com that teaches you how to do it for your main social media profiles. and it's called the Complete Guide to Social Media Account Verification. So it teaches you how to do it for Facebook. It teaches you how to do it for Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Pinterest, Google Plus, and that's pretty much it. But those are the main ones you would want to do it for anyway, especially for a business. So that'll show you how to do that. I'm not going to go through each little step right now because that would make this video very long and I don't want to take up too much of your time. But that page, I'll have a link to this page for you, or of course you can just Google it. It's called the Complete Guide to Social Media Account Verification. But that's how you get your little check mark if your profiles fit the requirements for that. Usually they need to be pretty popular. You want to have tens of thousands of followers on each one at least for doing this in most cases, but that will teach you how to do it if you're qualified. So other than that, that's pretty much how you build trust. You have your credibility indicators, your accomplishments, your recognition, past companies, education, things like that on display. You know, you want to have a professional website. You want to have content that shows your expertise coming out all the time, whether it's a blog, whether it's a YouTube channel, whether it's a podcast. You want to have transparency. You know, you don't have to have all of these, but the more you have, the better. So you don't have to do things if you want to do transparency. For instance, you don't necessarily have to show people exactly how much you're making just to be transparent. You can just show people basically who you are, what you're doing, what you're really trying to accomplish. Maybe do some interviews or something like that, or just tell a little about yourself. You know, things like that, or even responding to comments, things like that can even build your trust. So if you got something from this video, if you feel like you learned something that's useful, please like and subscribe so I can create more videos like this for you. Also, if you want to let me know what you thought about the video in general, or you want to let me know about some other ways that you've maybe been able to build trust with your businesses, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and build on this topic and get feedback for what you thought about the video. And also all of the links that I mentioned, all of the show notes, related content, all of that stuff for this video specifically will be on one page for you at selfmadesuccess.com. And also you can go to the video description to find that link as well. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you have a great day.